Hello everyone! I hope you guys have had a great month thus far. Today I just wanted to talk to you about most of my essentials, stuff that I've been using every day. I did go ahead and do a blog post in case you missed it on my blog, RAEview.com, and I just outlined a bunch of the essentials that I wear every single day when I wear makeup. But I did want to recap on some of them because I am so obsessed. Okay, so first I wanted to talk to you about my new favorite eyeliner. This is the best matte finish liquid liner since Cosmetics Scribble Liner, and unfortunately I think that one's being discontinued, but luckily this new Laura Mercier liner is perfect. I know it's hard to tell when I wear lashes, but it is a phenomenal liquid liner. The packaging is super understated and almost subtle to the point where sometimes I miss it because it's so small and so sleek, but it's the product inside that counts. Now this is a brush tip liner, which I know some of you guys do tend to struggle with. My other favorite brush tipped liner is by Shiomura, but I do find that this one is truly waterproof. There's no tackiness or stickiness. It doesn't pill up when you try to layer it, but it's actually quite pigmented to the point where I don't find myself layering on the line again and again to get really deep, rich, opaque color. So I highly recommend it. It has an ultra fine tip and you can see close-ups on my blog. If you like liquid liner but you've had a hard time finding something that is really worth the money, this is the way to go. When Sephora has the annual VIB sale, I'm definitely going to be stocking up. Now for my new Holy Grail bronzer. This is also by Laura Mercier, and I had tried a different color before, but I just didn't find that I meshed with it really well. I didn't reach for it again, and this is the Matte Radiance Baked Powder, but in number 2. So this is Bronze 02, and this is truly the perfect bronzer color for me. It's not muddy, it's not cakey, it just gives my skin a really luminous glow, and I'm not a fan of the very powdery look anymore. I used to love looking flat matte, but as I age, I like a more natural, dewy looking complexion that's not greasy, and this bronzer helps to really blend in my foundation color no matter how fair or how tan I am at the moment. So I highly recommend it because it looks so supremely natural. It has a velvety texture, not too much shimmer. I really dislike super shimmery bronzers, and I've tried so many this year trying to nail down that perfect texture, that perfect color, and this one is as close as it gets. Okay, for one last Laura Mercier product, as many of you guys know, I'm not a huge fan of cardboard packaging, but I do find that the quality improves vastly with every season. And so this is the Extreme Naturals palette, I believe. It's the Artist's palette, and my favorite 2 colors in here are actually the mattes. I already recommended this to my friend Dana. There have been multiple renditions of this kind of palette released by Laura Mercier, but this one's my favorite, and I tend to wear Truffle, the warmer brown, and Espresso Bean, which I'm wearing on the outer corner of my eye today when I want to smoke out any eyeshadow look. Now that I have short hair, I do find that a little bit more eyeshadow definitely helps my look to be more modern. For example, I don't wear red lips as often as I used to because I find that it ages me a little bit, but a smoky eye with a nude lip is the way to go with my latest hairstyle. So I've just been reaching for this palette a lot because it's very familiar to me. I've been using a lot of these shades for years, but I just love the creamy textures. You will experience a little bit more eyeshadow dust, but I just tap my brush off onto the pan, or I use my fingers to blend them out, and I find that the pigmentation is so rich, so opaque, very even. The quality is top notch, and they're quite long lasting even without an eyeshadow primer. On my eyes today though, I also have this matte color from my Shiomura palette. This is their latest shoe palette, and so there have been several different variations of this as well, but this one's my favorite because it has the most peachy tones, and those are the shades that I find look great when worn alone, just with a little bit of liner or even just mascara. So I tend to wear more in the front half of this palette, and today I am wearing the matte beige brown right along my crease. That's just to even out the lid, give it a little bit more definition, and to help the transitional colors. But I think that my favorite is the burnished copper, which I've got all over my lid because it's not too red and it has a little bit of brightness, that sparkly metallic finish that doesn't drip down my face the whole day. I'm not a fan of glittery eyeshadows that shed a lot, so I just don't like seeing any kind of glitter on my cheeks. Speaking of Shiomura, please check out my latest holiday review. Murakami is doing another collection collaboration with Shomora, so the packaging is phenomenal. Plus, I love that little eyeshadow trio that I wore in the video. But that's actually off topic, because what I want to talk to you about is their new lip release. These are the Tinted Balms, and I have number 7, Cherry Fervor, and number 8, Orange Force. I've been wearing these two a lot when I do wear a red. Sometimes I just find that a red lip completely changes the way I feel about my complexion. I have a couple trouble spots. I did have some extractions done. I had a facial recently, and because my skin was a little bit congested from stress and just, you know, sleeping with my makeup on a couple times, I have to admit, I have been a little concerned about my skin. And when I wear a red lip, it kind of makes all of those imperfections a little less noticeable. So on those days, I definitely wear a little bit more mascara. I kind of just amp up the lashes really well. I am going to swatch all of the Tinted Balms for you at one point or another because they are so phenomenal. They're extra creamy, really, really long lasting, but super moisturizing. And I have extremely dry lips. So as much as I love the Burberry Lip Velvet that I'm wearing today, this is my holy grail lipstick at the moment. It is the perfect nude for me. I just love the texture of these Tinted Balms. Just the way they slide on is so, it's like butter, like the best kind, the most expensive kind of butter you could ever buy. And just the way it makes my lips feel, that's just one swipe. As technology improves, I find that I struggle less to find lip products that really suit my dry, sensitive lips. But I think what really does it for me is that these remind me a lot of the much more expensive Clé de Peau lip luminizers, and they have better packaging because it's a click up, it's not a twist up. Seriously, it's hard to believe, but this is truly just one swipe. The only thing that I wish Shomora would add are a few more colors, kind of like what I'm wearing, a little bit more natural, more terracotta-y, since the color selection now is very vibrant, which is a great thing if you like a lot of punchy color. But since I've been wearing more nudes, I would like to see an expanded range for beiges and peaches. And I have talked about these lip velvets before, but in case you missed it, since a lot of you have been asking me questions, I just wanted to show you what I'm wearing. This is the nude apricot that I have on my lips, and this is the rosy red, which is a pink red that I tend to wear when I want to mix up my look. Even though I may have just told you that currently I tend to wear nudes more often, my biggest weakness is still a really great red lip. And I think it's just the way it makes my skin and my teeth look. It just, everything's brighter. Okay, so I am losing the sunlight, and I'm going to wrap up this video with my number 1 skincare obsession. This is the 1:1 Skin Space Defense Bright Eye Lift Gel, which I've talked about before because this is truly my favorite under eye product. This thing banishes dark circles and plumps up my under eye area like nothing else you can believe. And I love eye products. I try every single eye cream and eye gel that I can get my hands on, but this is the best, and I ran out of it, so I decided to purchase a new bottle. And since I purchased a new bottle, I decided to do a little experiment and take the whole nozzle off, but then I learned that the pump is actually attached to a bag with the eye cream in it. That way you avoid getting a bunch of products stuck in the bottle, and instead I'm just going to cut open this little plastic area here and use up the rest of the product so that there's no waste whatsoever. So I was really excited to learn that. Yay, go 1:1 Skin. That's great packaging. I think it's really inventive, and I can definitely reuse this pump for another 1:1 Skin product like a serum for when I travel. In case you haven't seen my review of this before, this is what a brand new bottle looks like. I purchased mine at Space NK, but this is my favorite product from the brand. I absolutely can't live without it anymore. I know that was a quick one, but thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I hope to have a longer list of favorites for you next month. And don't forget that my jewelry line from Motif is now available for shipping right away. So if you haven't checked it out, please go ahead and check out the link down below. And that's a wrap for my October favorites. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and don't forget to check out my blog, RAEviewer.com, for a lot more hauls, swatches, holiday collections, and more. There might even be a surprise giveaway for my jewelry from Motif later on next week. So thank you guys so much for tuning in as always, and I'll see you soon. Bye.